Trying
Okay,
to see what's best position here.
we are live. So let me just I just want to make sure we are. All right, if you're watching the replay, comment replay, we are live, by the way. Um, so that's exciting. Hi, everyone. Laura, where are you at in the world today for everyone else to know?
Actually, I'm sitting on the balcony of a cruise ship, and I'm in Belfast, Northern Ireland. I was pointing out to Elizabeth where I'm actually by the dock where Titanic was built. And they have the cranes. Well, obviously, these are newer cranes, but that originally that's where the cranes were, and that's where Titanic got built. I see it from my balcony. So that's pretty exciting. We went around Northern Ireland and saw a lot of the places where they had, the revolution and with the IRA here, and pretty interesting. A lot of history here and a lot of war and tragedies too. So, but that's where I am today.
Awesome. Hey, Raina. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Gretel. And hey, Mabel. I see us coming through from YouTube and Facebook, so that's awesome. Okay, Laura, let's talk about change ready mindset.
Great. Okay. So I know everybody should have got a PDF that we shared with you a couple of days ago. If not, please go ahead and download it. Liz is going to share here in a minute one of the charts that I did on the PDF. But right now, I'm going to go through what we call the 5 steps. And the first one is about understanding change. Now, let me backtrack here a little bit, right? A lot of you are looking and say you recognize the fact that you want to change something about your life. You recognize the fact that mindset is important. In whatever business venture, real estate or otherwise, mindset is important for whatever you do. And that's the first step to be successful, because even as real estate coaches, we can teach you everything we know about real estate. But if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to succeed. So the first step is to understand the change. Okay. Wrap your mind around it. Why do you want to change? Why do you want to change? What is your bigger why? Why aren't you happy with where you are right now? You're the only one that can answer.
Oh, did we lose her?
A lot of time it might come one answer, but if you start, like for example, you might say, I want to leave a legacy for my children, that's why I want to get in real estate. But is really what is going to get you to do this right now? Think about that. So understand the change. The second thing you want to do is engage with the change. What I mean with engage with the change, well, the old saying that you can't expect different results if you do the same things, right? You have to do something different. And so, with that said, you have to engage, you have to do something with the change. And you have to instill new habits. We talk a lot about meditation, journaling, the process that one of the books I love is called Miracle Morning, that has been a game changer for us. And it's a process you do every morning, because if you win the morning, you win the day, right? So you have to do something about provoking this change. And start with one thing. You don't expect to do everything overnight if you have not done anything about it so far, but do one thing at a time. Maybe right now starts with journaling. Then, there's so many wonderful journals out there that can help you with prompts and all kinds of things to really help you. Then maybe learn how to meditate, learn how to visualize. There's 6 different things that you have to do to really stir up the change. And then the third thing, and this is where Liz is going to share the drawing here, is use a framework. Okay. What do you mean by using a framework? Liz, can you share the slide?
I am. You just can't see it where you
Liz?
are. I am. You just can't see it on what you're using. Oh, we lost her. All right, hopefully she's going to come back in. While we're waiting for that, because I want her to be the one to explain this, where are you located? I see Virginia and South Carolina. I'm just going to give it a minute. If not, I'll go into it, but this was more her thing. There she is. So where are you located? Hey.
Okay. Did you guys lose me? Where? Where?
Right? I'm sharing the model right now.
Okay, so you heard me getting into step 3, right?
Yeah. No,
Okay, great. Okay.
we got into step 3. I am sharing it right now. In the meantime, I was telling them to tell us where they're located. So we have Virginia, South Carolina, Kentucky, Michigan, North Carolina. So I was waiting for you to come back.
Okay, great. Okay. And I'm going to share with you something, guys, here cool once we're done with this live. So stay tuned, okay? I want to share with you the dock where they built the Titanic. It's right here out of my cabin. Anyway, so I like the awareness model, and this works with any time that I want to instill some change or create new habits in my life. I go back to this particular model. So first of all is you have to become aware. So Elizabeth, you want to write up on the left awareness. And this is, like I said, embrace the change. What do you want to change? Why do you want to change in life? Where do you see the problem being right now? Okay, don't worry about the solution yet. Just become fully aware of what you want to do, or what you need to change in your life. It could be something that has to do with your health. It could be something that has to do with your personal relationship or with your business or money situation. Whatever it is, become fully aware why you want to change it and what it's going to do for you to change that, right? The second thing to the right of that list is trust your gut feeling. That's the first thing you want to do. Okay. Don't think into it too much, because sometimes we rationalize things and our brain is always wanting us to keep us safe. By the same token, it does work against us as far as creating change. So the best way to gauge and make this change is trusting your gut feeling. And then the third thing you have to do is accept. So below gut feeling, Liz, put accept. So accept that, okay, I'm aware of what I need to do. I need to instill some new habits. My gut feeling tells me that, and I accept that this is part of it. And how do you know if this is the right decision? And you know if it's the right decision if you feel happy about it, if it actually brings you relief, right? If you're trying to make a decision, but it brings you kind of anxiety, anguish, not relief, that's not the right decision. Okay, if you want to buy something, let's say a car or a house, and um, something happens that makes it difficult to buy this car or the house, and you feel like you actually have relief, that's not a good idea. Then you should not buy the house and the car. But if you feel like even if things get difficult, you're excited about it, that's a good sign that that's what you should do. Then the next thing about accept, you take a step back. That's the hardest thing, is what I always tell is chill out. Take a step back, because a lot of time we need to take a moment, breathe, be aware of it. We can become aware. We trust our gut feeling. We accept. But now the hardest thing is really to step away for a second. Okay, take a step back, chill out, as I say, and then you make the decision. Now you make the decision of what you need to do, because now you step away, you see things with a bird eye view. Now you make the decision, and then you take inspired action. So that's the last thing, you take inspired action. Okay. So the awareness model is really a good way. It summarizes with you awareness, chill, and inspired action. But here in this model, I went into a little more deep as far as the actual things, how they work together before making a decision. And that works with anything I do, anything I do, I use this type of awareness model. Now, the fourth step that I want to share with you is about keep learning. That's the thing. You keep learning. Okay. It's I read every day. I actually one of the things I did yesterday, I was in Dublin, and I like to go to different bookstores when I travel, and I like to look at their mindset books. I like to look at their magazines and see what magazines, because different countries, they like to have different books and magazine about mindset. So, I like to see different perspective on things. So I keep learning. I keep learning. I want to see what other people think, their perspective about mindset, about different things, right? And the number fifth, this is the biggest tip here of all the sequence, is for expediting the results, is what I call the law of assumption. Assume that has already happened. Okay, you have to assume that whatever your wish is already being fulfilled, whatever goal you already reached that. And you say, well, that's easy to say. I mean, it's how can I have that feeling if I never had that feeling? I don't know what it feels like to have all that type of money. I don't know what it feels to have that type of body or health or relationship, right? Well, you have to get there. You have to get there. And that again goes back to the what I told you in step one, which is working with a process, journaling, visualizing,
Can I share something real quick? With this, there is an AI thing out there where for the losing weight, because you have to be able to see yourself at that weight. I did this because my goal is to lose weight. They have an AI thing where they'll put your face into the body of what you would look like at a thinner weight. So for those of you that are really like, I just can't imagine what I'd look like at that weight, just want to side comment. There is an option there now where you can you can go find out what your face would look like on someone that looks, wait, I look good. I was like, wow, I look real good. So it gives you that kind of motivation to always visualize it in your head. All right, disregard. Next part.
Okay. No, but that's true. You have to find a way for you to be there already. If it's a car or a house that you want, you have to go there and see that house, drive that car. The more you put the feeling behind it, not just the visual, but really feeling deep down inside how it would be to drive the car, how it would be to leave the house, how to be the person you want to be. Like Liz said, you can use AI to show you how you look like. That more it will help you manifest faster. I don't know why it's like this. Well, I don't know why the universe works this way, but that's how it works. Okay. So that's the number one tip for expediting results. So these are the 5 steps. And like I said, they're in the PDF that I shared with you the other day. The most important thing is remember, if any of you remember out of this call today, is a couple of things. The first thing is the awareness model. It's so crucial and important. I use that all the time. And the fact of using the law of assumption. And if you go on YouTube and you look up Neville Goddard, Neville, Neville, Goddard, he talks a lot about the law of assumption.
Well, and you wanted to talk about the Lewin's change model as well, the 3 steps to it.
Yeah, I can change it. I just didn't want to put too much on their plate because I know that we're going through a lot of things here.
Link in the PDF, so we need to tell them.
Sure. Okay. So the basically another model for change that I like is what they call it the Lewin model, and basically is 3 steps: unfreeze, change, and refreeze. Unfreeze. First of all, you realize need for different, what you need to do, right? We go back to the awareness we talked about earlier. So you unfreeze. You have to unpack everything that you want and feel have gone through over the last 50 years of your life, whatever it is, things that you really need to unpack here. So the unfreeze part. And how do you unpack? One of the things I like to do is what I call the brain dump. To basically write everything down that comes to your brain, but without giving it too much thought. Just write everything down, okay? And put everything on paper. So that's how you unpack, unfreeze. Then you're going to do the changes through different habits. So install the habits. So let's say they say, okay, I want to lose weight. Well, maybe start getting up earlier and go for long walks every morning, right? Or I want to eat healthier. Well, make different choices of what you eat. Or I want a different job. Well, start looking into our opportunities about work or building your own business, like being real estate. You have to make small time every day, put an hour aside to develop your real estate business. So that's developing different habits. And then you refreeze. Acknowledge your new normal. Acknowledge that this is how it is now. This is the person you are. You stepped into that person. Again, law of assumption. You stepped into that person, and now you are the person that is going to be. You are the person that dresses that way and acts that way and lives in that house and drives that car and eats like that and goes for walks 6 a.m. every morning. And you are that person. Okay. And that's one of the things I always say, even for if you want to be a real estate investor, don't say, I want to be a real estate investor. I am a real estate investor. You already assume that you are a real estate investor. You already wear that persona of being a real estate investor. Okay. So this law of assumption works across the board. You are a real estate investor. I always say, why did Michael Jackson become the king of pop? It's because he said to himself first, I'm the king of pop. And then everybody else believed him around him, right? And now he became the king of pop. So you have to wear that uniform of whoever you want to be. Yeah. Anything else, Liz?
No, that's it. So we want to talk about our upcoming event. First off, I want to talk about last night. Was amazing. I apologize for the people that had issues getting in. As long as you had registered for the webinar prior to it, you will get the recording today. But we had a great webinar last night. We talked wholesaling. A lot of info was given out. A lot of great questions were asked. I brought on a guest speaker. Sorry, students, I stole Maria and took her over with me so that I had somebody kind of with me because this was the first time I've ever done something without Laura. And, you have your little safety net there. So I brought in Maria just to have, a different perspective, and also because she's licensed. And I thought you guys would love, I had a lot of licensed people on last night. So being able to get the information from her as well. And as you know, we do virtual, and I've done all over the country, but she was showing how to do virtual from Thailand and Italy and where she's lived as well. So it's cool for people to kind of see that this can be done from anywhere in the country. I mean, Laura's literally sitting on a balcony on a cruise ship right now. And so you have these options to do this here, and you get to hear from multiple coaches and perspectives. And so last night was pretty phenomenal, and they're all agreeing that it was amazing. And so we miss you too, Leah. She's in Israel right now. So see, there you go. You can do it from anywhere. So now what we want to do is we want to talk about an upcoming opportunity to our community. Laura, do you want to kind of talk about it?
Yeah, I will. And just to let you know, my camera list might die here pretty soon. My battery was really low. I've took a ton of pictures today, and my battery is still charging once I got back. But anyway, yes, we have the masterclass coming up, right? That's the one you want to talk about, Liz?
Yep.
Yeah, we haven't had a masterclass since spring. And so I'm very excited about this masterclass. And this is about from wholesaling to buy and hold and fix and flip. But we're going to...
Oh, we lost her. That's okay. She warned us. So I'll talk a little bit about it now. So we are going to have this masterclass that's coming up. The pre-masterclass live was within a week. So I just wanted to kind of remind everyone that the pre-masterclass live, so that you know how everything's going to work, is going to start here really, really soon. And, oh, she's coming back. And so, gotta love overseas internet. Hold on. I don't think it's working. That's okay. So, the pre-masterclass live here starts in a week, and then we are jumping straight into the masterclass. This is going to be a phenomenal training, okay? This has been completely revamped. We've actually changed everything that has to do with this. We've completely revamped it off of tons of feedback, tons of things going on, and also just us running it constantly. And so I wanted to kind of let you guys know that this is coming up. It's only $27. It's at 10 a.m. Eastern every day. The recordings are left in the group for the entire week so that you're able to get there. And we're going to be covering the number one thing you need to do to set up your real estate investing business. We're covering wholesaling, fix and flip, buy and hold, short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, long-term rentals, all of it. We're bringing in guest speakers 2 of the days here. And then we're doing fix and flip. We're talking private money. We're talking creative financing. And then we're going to talk how to bring this completely virtual in a much deeper way than I went last night. So it's going to be this really informational class coming up. And so I really kind of wanted to bring that up to you guys because this is changing. This is changing really fast. So if you are wanting to attend, this is have Amanda posting into the chats and everything. Just forget it. I'm coming. I love it. And then you definitely want to come again, even if you came in the spring. We completely revamped this. There's raffles going on throughout the whole week, and it's great. We have such a good time. We're really trying to promote this. It's been forever since we've done it. We do not know when our next one is. So if you want to wait, I mean, come on, everything is like super expensive nowadays. This is nothing compared to what we're paying elsewhere, right? And so I wanted to get you guys that last opportunity because I will be going live right before this live next week. So in there and getting everybody prepped and excited. If you've attended a masterclass before, you know these are always informational, even if all the information has changed for this one. You know that we give a lot of good stuff out, and you know that you're taken care of. And the other thing is, though, is I want to say it's not just learning here. You are going to build relationships, and you're going to be able to network in here with other ladies and get to know people and things like that. So it's not just about being, on for learning, but it's also to meet and see what it's like to be in a community of women that have the same things that you're wanting to do, the same action you're wanting to take, similar goals in different ways, things like that, right? So I wanted to just kind of talk about that here for a little bit and let you guys know that that is coming. And then Laura, she got kicked off. So I'm going to have her just post a picture of the cranes that she can see once her phone is back on. But yeah, we go live no matter where we are in the world to show you that you can do this anywhere, right? We've done lives in Italy, we've done lives in Japan, we've done lives in Hawaii, I did lives while I was in Alaska. Like, you can work anywhere in the world. We teach this during the masterclass on how you can do that. It's just a matter of you getting your systems and your automation and your beliefs in line with what you want to do. And so the last thing I'll say before I get off is that it really does come down to what she said. You have to realize that you are not where you want to be in life just yet. And then you need to figure out what you have to do to change. And one of the things I always talk about is showing up as the person you want to be. So if you want to be somebody that is successful in real estate, what does she act like? How is she like? How does she show up with? How does she feel on a day-to-day basis when she sees all these deals coming through, right? Think of it. It's so important there that you show up as somebody that's already doing what you want to do, because change only happens when you're fed up with your current situation. When people lose drastic amount of weight, it's because they got fed up. They got tired of not being able to walk without breathing. They were tired of pain. Something came up. They get diagnosed with something where it was weight related and things like that. When people quit their job and start new things, it's because they're fed up. And so some of you may just not be fed up enough. And you need to get fed up enough to be like, I'm not going back to this. I will go and sit on the phone and call 500 sellers a day until somebody gives me their house. I had one lady, one of our students, this is a while ago, she was a month away from being homeless. And she started going and she figured it out. And she started talking to sellers. She started door knocking. I don't always say do that. It's not the safest. But she was like, I have no choice. It's this or I'm living on the street, which is not safe. And so she started door knocking and going to people's homes. Within 3 weeks, she had done it. She had closed the deal. She got a buyer in place and things like that. The last time we had talked to her, she was doing a deal where she was making $100,000. This was not too long ago. So this is not stuff that I'm just making up to get you guys to join something. This is real life situations where your life can change. But are you ready for the change? Because if you're procrastinating, then you need to figure out why you're not ready and why you're not doing what you need to do to get you to where you need to be. I'm not saying sign up for coaching. I'm not somebody that's going to convince you to do so. All I'm saying is you need to make a decision and then do the steps. We give a lot of free content out in here. We give a lot of cheap or free ways to attend events, like Washington, D.C.'s coming up. We do a lot of things to help you. But at the end of the day, you're the one that has to do the steps. You're the one that has to make the decision that it's no more going to be like this, right? And so that's where you get this change ready mindset from. So that's my little spiel of the day. I'm going to get going. But into the comments, what were your biggest takeaways from today? What do you plan on implementing moving forward? I would love to hear it. I do read every single part of your guys' comments. Maybe not right away, but I do get back to it and I figure out how and I do see all the comments and figure out what we can do to get you moving. But right now, I would sit with what Laura shared today, kind of figure things out, and what are you going to do different? I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Students, we will see you at 1 p.m. Eastern, and have a wonderful day.